The eCom Seller Summit was created to prove that with the right tools and training, anyone and everyone can make money in e-commerce. So many people want to try their hand at e-commerce, selling on eBay, Amazon, Shopify, and more, but they're afraid they won't be successful. This summit will show you that there's many ways to do e-commerce, and there are many platforms you can explore, because e-commerce really has no limits. It really can pay your bills, and e-commerce never sleeps. There's nothing like waking up to profits from getting sales all night long. My name is Nicole Whitlock, and this is the eCom Seller Summit. Hello, this is Nicole Whitlock with the eCom Seller Summit, and I have with me our key feature speaker, Mr. Peter Prue. So Peter is going to share a little bit with you about funnels, which I'm excited to hear about. I always love hearing him talk about funnels and how you can use them to increase your profits, get more sales, and drive more traffic to your products. So Peter, thank you so much for being part of the summit.
No, absolutely. I'm hoping I can, share as much value and insight with everybody on here. The way I kind of do e-commerce is a little bit different. The way I run my e-commerce business is the same way I do my digital product business. Is the same way I do my agency business, affiliate market. It's all the same, right? So at the end of the day, whether you're somebody even on here that's like maybe doing like affiliate marketing or whatever, I know primarily it's going to be e-commerce sellers. The fundamentals stay the same. The way you sell products online is all the same, right? So we're going to be kind of going over, the strategy that we use using funnels and kind of like how we do it, how we pick and choose. But you're going to see it's really different. It's not just about selling physical products. You'll see some of these funnels, they have digital products in there as well that we like to kind of like bundle together. And it's important, right? Because you want your business, like in my opinion, what I spend most of my day doing is thinking about where are my customers spending money and why aren't they spending it with me, or why aren't I getting a cut from what they're already going to go buy, right? And really, if you spend literally just like an hour, a week thinking about that, you're going to be more strategic with everything that you do, right? Most people, they do product launches and this or that, but they're just like throwing and hoping something sticks. And that's not the way you want to go about it, right? Look at what your current customers are already doing. Where are they spending money, and make a decision off of that. So for some of you listening, maybe you're selling, fitness stuff and you're like, oh, well, then I guess I need to launch another fitness product, but maybe that's not the best choice for you. Maybe it's a supplement, maybe it's a fitness DVD set or whatever, grocery list, whatever. The point is you're trying to solve problems for people. Right. At the end of the day, if you actually provide real value to people, solve actual problems for your customers, you're going to make money, right? At the end of the day, you might not make a ton of money without actually effective marketing, but at least you'll validate your ideas. So that's what we're going to be talking about. This is kind of like we call this a subscription sales funnel. And all these pieces, like I said, will kind of, fit whether you're doing, just physical products, digital products, affiliate marketing. I literally expose every opportunity to make money because, one of those things that I think Rockefeller said it, or somebody said it, just because you're done selling doesn't mean they're done buying, right? So you have to think about where, and look at it in your life, like everywhere. Like this is the stuff I nerd out. I even look at my own behavior. And like when you buy something, or like, let's say you just get into like a hobby or something like that, like you're going to spend the most money on that stuff, like at that moment. But there's also a time where you'll see when you purchase something, like you're going to buy a lot of different information around it. And there's a lot of opportunity out there. And I think this will all come together as I share my screen here and kind of go through everything. So am I good to share here?
Absolutely. Go ahead and share.
Okay. Share screen. Okay. So you should be seeing my screen, are you?
I am seeing your screen.
Okay. So here's the thing. Just please, and if you're watching this, just take your emotion out of it. Just try the stuff that I'm sharing with you. If it doesn't work, I'm not going to say that it doesn't work, but it does. You just have to try it effectively. Do it, because everybody has opinions on like funnels that they don't work for e-com. They work very, very, very well. Okay. It's the fundamentals. Okay. And you have to take your emotion out of this. Let the data tell you what to do. Okay. Most storefronts that you see out there, they convert around like 2%, if that, while a funnel converts around 10%. And just because it's very focused, there's not a ton of bells and whistles here. This might look very simple to you. It's not. There's a lot of fundamental pieces in here that are important to make sure you're understanding. Okay. So what I challenge you to do, if you're Amazon, Shopify, whatever, just take your best selling product, right? Because the first thing we need, and I build my funnels with ClickFunnels. You don't have to use ClickFunnels. You can use whatever you want. Just make sure it has everything that we talk about here. Okay. I don't care about what software you use. A lot of people ask me, well, you try this, that, or other. Like that, those are tactics talking, right? Like, and if you're thinking like that, like you're really not, doing, money or income producing activities. If you're like going out there trying to save $20 a month on a software, like, and I'm not trying to be rude. It's about what are you focusing on, right? Like you have to, like, as long as whatever software you use works and does all the things that we're going to talk about, I don't care what you use. Okay. The strategy that matters, the principles are what matters, right? Not the tactics. These softwares will change. I'm not tied to ClickFunnels. I don't know anything. And I'm not like affiliated with them. I don't own any piece of it, right? I just like to use it. Okay. So very simple sales funnel. You guys will be able to download this into your funnel account. Very simple 5 pages, right? You see here, this is the squeeze page. Squeeze page is kind of where they opt in. This is what it looks like. I like to use 2-step order forms, and that means they fill out their full name here, email address, and their full address. And then once they click OK, they will get the opportunity to buy. And we'll go through that in a bit here. But that's the point, right? The point is to just capture that lead, right? And that lead is now an asset to a business. You can email them future promotions. You can, follow up with them with abandoned cart emails. You can rent them out to affiliates, right? There's like a lot of stuff that you can do. The money's in the email list. You should be making $1 a month per email on your email list. So if you have 1,000 people on your email list, and you're not making $1,000 a month on it, then you're something's broken. You're not doing something correctly, right? So you want to make sure that you're collecting these leads, because advertising platforms, you're not buying buyers, right? And a lot of people think they are. They're like, oh, I'm buying buyers from Facebook, Instagram, influencers, whatever. That's not what you're doing, right? What you're doing is you're buying data. Right now, most people that advertise, especially in e-commerce, they don't realize that. And the thing is, like, the sooner you make that realization that you're buying data, and the person that has the most data, like, is obviously going to make the most money. Like, look at Facebook. That's why Facebook is so powerful, because they have so much data, right? And the person that has the most data has the most control. And at the end of the day, that's what you want, right? If you have a massive list, 100,000 people or something like that, like that's a game changer. Okay. So let's kind of get right into it. So this is just, I personally love to start with low friction products, meaning free plus shipping, deep discount, something that I can just ease a new relationship with the buyer or a potential customer. Because a lot of people that come to your store or whatever, they're not going to buy from you the first time, right? They're going to come to your store, browse around, maybe try and find you on YouTube, Google, whatever. And they're going to do their research, but some people will come to your store and just buy from you, right? And that's where you see a lot of e-commerce sellers struggles, because they're going out there and trying to, they're trying to like be profitable on that first sale, when that first sale is very difficult to be profitable on, right? That you want to focus on getting as many buyers as possible, and then setting up your business in a way so you are profitable, as you're going to see here, right? So a page like this is just simply showcasing one specific product offer, right? There's no head bar here. There's no, contact us. There's nothing like here. I mean, we'll have that all stuff in the footer, but like the main purpose here is to just highlight the benefits of a product, right? Like why should they get this, right? And a lot of people, especially in drop shipping that I see, is like, they'll just go and try and find a ton of different products, load it into a store, and just hope one sells. And like that kind of hope marketing is not really like effective. That stuff used to work, years ago, but like that doesn't really work now. Okay. What you're actually focusing on is actually helping somebody. So like, for example, here, right, we're doing a free plus shipping offer on these kind of like, basketball training aids right here, right? So it's helping them, take, better jump shots and, and so on, right? So we're just trying to deliver some actual value to people, help them solve a problem. My favorite, as far as like niches are concerned, I like to go into passions and hobbies. And the reason for that is because they're evergreen. I'm not going to dive into like the whole research of that, but I don't like to go into businesses or sell trends. I sell stuff that is going to be around here forever, and passions and hobbies, for the most part, hit that criteria. So again, we're trying to bring them this page and like create an experience, right? Like, some people might not be, compelled by this page because you're probably a marketer and you understand what's happening, but like normal people, like are doing really, like, they would come to this page and like read through the copy, look at some of the imagery and be like, oh, I want this, and they'll opt in. Like, that's what a normal consumer does. And I love to put these kind of nice background images on here as well. So it's different, right? Like, if normal Shopify stores, like, these customers have seen them millions of times. They're boring. There's nothing unique about them. That's just like a ton of different products thrown in there. So I like to kind of create it like an experience from the ad level to the landing page and keep it congruent throughout the funnel as well, right? So right here, you can see they're doing like, where they're getting like some free training aids, nice offer stack images. I love these offer images and graphics that show the product, right? And then show the product in use. You kind of have to think about it, right? Not all products are necessarily going to be able to do something like this, but this is very powerful, right? Because we're showing the products here in a nice like way, and then we're showing the actual product in use, showing some testimonials here. This is actually a pre-frame as well. So this is like something, one of my, again, I could probably talk about this stuff for, go look at the YouTube channel, 900 videos of me talking about this stuff, but there's a lot of like subconscious things that happen. Okay, that I kind of do in here. So I always want to go after products that I can sell more than one of, right? Because that's how you help yourself be more profitable. If somebody's coming here and just buying one of these for $1 or $2 or whatever it might be, you're never gonna be rich off that, right? You're gonna have a tough time, right? So I always like to find products that are, selling, that gives them a reason to buy more than one. Now, if somebody came here, I'm doing that like at the ad level. I'm doing it here by showing 2 of them. I'm showing multiple people wearing them here. And this is insinuating, buying some for your team members, for your teammates, right? So it's like all these subconscious things that you think might not be a big deal, but it is. It really is.
Just gold. So you just totally gold.
And here's the thing, right? Remember when I said, it's a simple 5-page funnel? All of these things are so important though. Like that's what I mean. This is doing the boring stuff, and nobody wants to do the boring stuff. Everybody wants this, lottery ticket winning product, a lottery ticket winning product to make money, when in fact it's like just become really good at selling like one specific product, right? And look at, there's a lot of effort being put into this, right? Nice graphics, some of these subconscious things that are happening here, good bullet points, and another thing is also name your product something. So like we call these the Swiss shots. So just stuff like that, your goal is always to increase the perceived value, right? Because if they come here and they're like, oh, these are awesome, I'm not going to buy from this website, I'm just going to go to Amazon and buy it, then you've already lost. Right? Like you've already lost. So you have to give yourself the best shot of winning, right? So one, you want to name it something cool. It doesn't have to be crazy. Don't waste your whole life, or even an hour thinking of it. Just name something is better than nothing in this case. Okay. So we just called it Swiss shots. And then you also want to make sure that you're bundling in some information products. So right here, order today and get $85 in free gifts, right? You'll get your free the shooting trainers. You'll get these 3-point Swiss secrets, how to consistently make it rain, 100% free. And then free throw Swiss secrets, throwing up daggers at the line, $25 value. So these are all things, like these are kind of using, this is all about using language that the niche would use. Because what I see a lot of people in this space, especially e-commerce, is they go into niches that they know nothing about. And it's very difficult to grow a business like that because you want to use their lingo. You don't want them to come to this page and be like, this guy's fake. He doesn't know anything about basketball, right? Like, so you want to kind of like use their kind of language pattern, make it a little bit more fun for them, make it a fun buying experience. Like everybody loves spending money and buying stuff. So make it like fun. Right, like that's the goal. Okay, and then you can see here we also have just another kind of lifestyle kind of based image here, giving them the bonuses. So a couple things. What you're shooting for on a landing page like this is you want credibility, logic, and emotion. Right, so credibility, logic, and emotion. Obviously, credibility are things like guarantees, people using it, if you've been featured anywhere, those kind of things, right? To build up your credibility. Right, logic is going to be logic isn't necessarily the most important piece. Logic is like, well, how big is it? Will it, I have big fingers. Will it work for me? Right? Like those kind of things. And the logic isn't as important, but you kind of want to, splash that throughout the copy, and then the emotion, obviously. So, what somebody coming here to a page like this probably, is trying to, get a better jump shot, shoot better 3-pointers or whatever it is, right? So that's like the credibility, logic, and emotion. Okay.
Okay.
So now when they decide that they actually want to buy, right, then they go here, and I'm just gonna fill this out real quick. So once they fill that out, what we're going to be seeing here is the second part of a 2-step order form. So it's all on the same page, which is nice. Now, something amazing just happened, right? So it was quick, but you probably missed it, right? Think about, I don't know, maybe in your business, think about how long does it take for you to get somebody's money, right? So the more, and this is specific to eCom, not so much like high ticket products, where they really need to be educated on something, but you want to make it easy for people to buy from you. If you make it very difficult for people to buy from you, they're not going to buy from you, right? So if you look at a Shopify store, a typical Shopify store, they have to click the ad, then they have to go to the product, they have to click add to cart, then they have to click checkout, then they go to the cart page, then they go to the page and they have to fill out their shipping information. So, roughly it's around 7 clicks before you ask them for their billing information and actually, submitting the order and getting them to buy, right? Like that's a funnel, right? That's not a good funnel, but it's still a funnel. They have just gone through 7 steps, and every single one of those, if you look at 1,000 people that come in, you're going to see, 1,000 drop off here, then, or 1,000 come in and 200 drop off here, 100 drop off here, 100 more drop off here, 100, and then that's why a Shopify store typically is converting around that 2%, while these funnels convert closer to 10% because we make it easier, right? They click add, then they fill out their second step. By the third click, where they're already getting to buy. Right. So we like to have the quantity break discounts in here. We don't have them all in here, but I remember when I mentioned, showing multiple in-use products. I like to always have 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. All right. Those are my magic numbers. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. You might think it's overwhelming. It's not. I've never had a customer complain about it. Everybody wants a better and better deal. So give it to them, right? So if they buy, obviously, hopefully your margin allows for it, but give them those options. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. And give them a better and better deal as they buy more than one. CF Pro Tools also has the auto select default and the bestseller highlight. I'm sure those of you that maybe are ClickFunnels users, you know what that is, and that basically highlights the kind of the most valuable amount that you see fit. All right,
that is right. I remember seeing that in CF Pro Tools. Okay.
Yeah, so the auto select default and the bestseller highlight, I like to put that around the 4. So, but when they hit this second step, that 4 unit one is highlighted, and you could say like most recommended, most popular, or whatever you want to call it. So that incentivizes them to buy more than one. Okay. So right here is the order bump. And okay, so before we get that, the quantity break discounts, why are we doing this? Well, we're doing this because ad costs are only going to keep going up, right? And there's 2 ways that you can approach advertising, right? Not only 2, but this is just kind of my way of thinking of it. One is what 99% of people do. They only focus on the ad level and trying to lower how much it costs them to get a buyer, right? So they're like, hey, you know what? I sell, these things. I cannot spend more than $10 to get a customer. If I spend more than $10 on Facebook to get a customer, I have lost money, right? Kind of, that's not, I don't like to look at business that way. I like to look at how can I spend more, right? How can I spend, $10 or $20 or $50 and my business still be profitable, or set my business up in a way, because that's going to give you the competitive advantage over your competition, right? Think about it. If you go in and you're able to, let's say your competition is selling something similar, right? And they can only spend $10 to acquire customers, but you can go in there and spend $100 to acquire a customer, right? Like that's a game changer, right? Like you'll be able to outspend them day in and day out. That's what a funnel allows you to do, right? So those are the quantity break discounts. That's the first step. That's the first step to increase the average order value, increase our profit margins. That's the first step, and the first key to have is those quantity break discounts. Okay. And preferably a product that people would want more than one of. It doesn't have to be, believe it or not. I had a student a while back, and he was doing these quantity break discounts, and he was selling like these this like electronic device to help with your like acne or whatever it was, and people were buying more than one. Like, it's crazy, and they were $100 each. Right. So I was shocked when he told me that most people bought 4. I was like, what? So try it, right? Take your emotion out of this and just try what I'm telling you. Okay. So 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 are the options. Then we have the bestseller, highlight, and auto select default, and that's your order form. Okay. Now right here this is the order bump. Okay. Now an order bump is a pre-purchase upsell. Okay. You probably see these in a bunch of different Shopify apps. They don't really pull it off the right way. You need this to be simple, right? Let's say you're selling toothbrushes. All right. What's literally every single person that has a toothbrush, what else do they need?
Toothpaste.
There you go. Do I need to see the cover of the toothpaste? Do I need to see this or that? No, I'm just going to get the toothpaste, right? That's what you want right here. Like, what is a no-brainer item? So there's a couple different items in here that you could do. You don't want to add any pictures, though. Like, that's the big thing. Don't add pictures because funnels are yes or no questions. I like to think of them as like, oh, these are binary 1 or 0, like yes or no, yes or no. The more options you start adding in, the more confusion that comes in to play, right? So like, it's like when they land here, either opt in or leave. There's no other options for you here, right? So when they come to here, it's like, hey, do you want to buy this or not? But there's no other option. So you need to make this very, very simple. I like to look at this. I always give this example and analogy of being at the grocery store, right? In the grocery store line, all those magazines and chips and gum, and those are order bumps because they're like no-brainers. Like, okay, I want that. And it's just very easy, right? Same thing that you want to do here. So what's like a super complimentary product that you could put in here? Some easy ones that you could do here are faster shipping, right? If you can't think of anything else, just do faster shipping, like put them to the top of the queue to get shipped out, right? Like you can do like $5 through whatever for that. You could do like limited edition version of the product that they're buying, right? Okay. Any sort of like for example, like carrying cases, maybe some cleaner for them, something like that. You don't have to, it does not, if it takes you more than 2 sentences to describe it's you're trying too hard and go back to the drawing board. Other things that you could do here are ebooks as well, right? I love selling digital products with e-commerce products because pretty much every single person in e-commerce complains about margins. Like they would want to increase their margins. The best way to do that is add in digital products, right? Because digital products, once you create them once, right, you can sell them over and over again. Maybe it costs you $100 to get it created and make it look really nice, right? But then every sale you make of it, that's all margin, right? So let's say you sell an ebook here for $10, right? You might not think a $10 is a lot of money, but I might have just diluted all of your manufacturing costs of this product, right? So literally, it's just different ways to think about it, and they're no-brainer toss-in items on there. So that order bump is another way to increase your average cart value, right? Very, very simple. Okay. So that is the landing page. That is the order form. So coming back over here, we can have as many OTOs as we want. OTO stands for one-click upsell, one-time offer, upsell. I mean, everyone calls these something different. There's like a million names for everything that we're talking about here. But again, the strategy that matters. Okay. Yep. So OTOs, upsells, what can you sell here, right? Now, these are all one click, which is really, really nice. If you haven't kind of caught it already, with a funnel, there are no cart pages, right? And that's like a big, big benefit because cart pages are, like what is a cart page? I mean, I've done this millions of times. I'm sure you have too. You go browse around the store, you get to your cart, and you're like, man, that's a lot. I'll finish my order later. Or like, that's just like, cart pages are the demise of e-commerce. Okay. Especially, and what we're talking about here is cold traffic, guys, people that don't know you, like you, trust you at all, right? It's totally fine to send your existing customers to a Shopify store because they already know you, like you, and trust you. So yeah, it's okay for them to browse around at your different products. I'm talking people that don't know you, like you at all. They haven't bought from you ever before. Never heard of you before. Okay. So this is an upsell page on here. So we're selling complementary products here. So this is like a kind of like a shooting strap that they would get. Now the best kind of upsells to do is literally just go to Amazon, type in your product, and look what's frequently bought together. Like, please just keep this as simple as possible. Right? Like, oh my God, that is gold. That is gold. That I have besides that, like, it's so simple, right? Like, just go to Amazon, type your product in. What else are they buying? If you're any more effort than that, then you're really just, you're not literally, let the data tell you. I always repeat this, take your emotion out of it. Just let the data tell you where to look. All right. So that's the easiest thing. That's what we did with this specific one. It's like, okay, well, they're buying, shooting trainers. Okay. Well, they probably want other kind of trainers, right? Makes sense. Right. And
Yeah.
again, these are one click, yes or no. And same things apply here. Credibility, logic, emotion. Credibility, logic, emotion. Because it is a new product, right? And it's we're selling it here for $20. You have to understand that, that person clicked your ad, they opted in, they wanted to buy the finger trainers, right? So them coming here now, this is a new product. So the selling kind of has to restart, so to speak. Right? You have to give them information. It's not as simple as just being like, oh, here, buy this, right? So you have to hit on those other pieces as well. So you have to give them that information, show them lifestyle photos of it. You could even use like people that actually use this kind of product and things like that. And, obviously it's a yes or no. So there are no cart pages. Like I mentioned, if they click yes, their credit card will be automatically billed. If they click no, they will go to the next step of the funnel. Okay. Now with a funnel, you can do downsells. So let's say, right, and I typically don't recommend, you don't need downsells when you're starting out. So let's say this thing costs you like $5 or whatever, right? And you're trying to get it you want to sell them at 20, so you got a good margin in there. But let's say you want to give them a better deal if they say no. So you can add a downsell here and be like, okay, well, I know this, this shot trainer is going to really help you with XYZ with your jump shot. Here you can get it for $14.97 or something like that. Give them a better deal. I don't really like doing downsells, but I did want to just let everybody know that, you can add downsells to these pages. So, if they say no to it for 20, you can give it to them for, 15 or whatever it might be. Again, I don't like to do that very often, but it works. It works really well. So back to what I was saying about complementary products. You can sell or OTO and upsell products. You could do complementary products here. Great option, right? So I'll even show this one here. These are training gloves, as you can see listed out.
Okay.
And I will open that up. So
gold. I just want you to know that.
So these are complementary products. These are literally products that I just went and found what are already selling well with Amazon, right? What's already frequently bought together. Now, complementary products are good, but what's even better to do when you're starting out, and I know some people might think I'm crazy for this, but literally just on these first two upsells, just sell them more of the same thing that they just had bought. Like, it sounds stupid. It sounds illogical. It works. Because people are already sold on like those finger trainers or fishing lures or whatever. They're just going to want more of it, especially if you have a product that's a consumable, whether it's something people need more than one of, that they want to share with their friends or family. The key thing here is if you do sell more of the same thing on your upsells than what they bought out here on the order form, the squeeze page, you have to tell them why. So give them a better deal, one. Two, tell them why. The best one is, hey, pick what makes the perfect gift, perfect for friends and family, never be without it, right? Still keep one in your car, right? Like, we've done so many different funnels. It's insane. Like, we've done, I think like hundreds just in the past year. So, you just have to spin it, right? You have to spin the angle on why they should have more than one, right? And the best one is makes a perfect gift, right? Those always do well during the holiday time. And then, perfect for friends and family, right? So, one we were selling recently were like these car detailing gels and things like that, right? So it was very easy to position that, right? As why should they want more than one of it? So again, I would start with selling more of the same thing. If those are converting great for you, fantastic. Leave it. Don't break something that's working. But then you can go into selling more complementary products as well if you want to test those out.
Okay.
And those are the easiest. Okay. Because remember, they are sold here on the trainers on the order form. They're not really sold on these, so they take a little bit more effort than if I just threw a page here and be like, hey, get another 4-pack for XYZ. Okay. So now go. This is the next is the most important piece. This is the continuity upsell. Okay. So this is it's interesting to me why so many people don't have some sort of monthly subscription in their business, because think about it, it's free money, right? Let's say like you have a monthly subscription, you charge $20 a month on it. Your average person stays with you for 6 months, right? I'm not good at math on the fly, but let's say you reverse engineer all of those numbers. And now when you start reverse engineering these numbers, right, you could start seeing, well, what can I actually spend to get a customer? right? Instead of saying a blanket statement like, oh, you know what, my product costs, $5, shipped out, it's, $8, I need to make, a couple bucks profit. So I cannot spend more than $10 to acquire a customer. But that's such like a, one-dimensional approach, right? But what if you can look at your numbers, your upsell numbers, your subscription numbers, and then actually see, well, hey, the average person that comes into my business for the first time spends $40.
Okay.
Not just 10, right? And this is a lot of people miss this when they're doing these Shopify stores or even Amazon sellers, because you're focused on that first time sale. You're not focused on monetizing what you have a lot better, right? And especially once you bundle in the digital products in there as well. I mean, these are also upsells are also a great place to put in your digital. If you have a video guide or, ebooks and things like ebook bundles and things like that, you could toss them in here as well, right? Like, you just have to learn to think differently about it. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example, right? So we built a kind of like we were doing like a golf funnel for someone a while back, and he was like a golf coach. So this guy was a golf coach, right? So he wanted to get more clients to teach them how to play golf and stuff, right?
Okay.
And he wanted to do physical products as well, right? So we were doing these free plus shipping funnels for him, and on the thank you pages, right, we were putting a call booking link, right?
Nice.
A call booking link to book a call with him, and he was selling, his things for like $5,000, $6,000. Now, this is what I'm talking about. You have to reverse engineer these numbers, because now knowing that, oh, he can get a $5,000 client on the thank you page here, that's totally going to impact how we run the ads to get people in the funnel. Because now we can spend $5,000 potentially to spend to acquire a customer to break even. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
All about engineering these numbers for your business. And that first time sale is always the hardest one. If you're building your business on only making a profit on that first time sale, you will not, your business will fail. I don't care if you're selling courses, digital products, any person that is selling courses out there, even on the front end, doesn't make any money. I'm telling you right now, I sell courses. We lose like $1,000 every time somebody buys our academy program, because the front end sale isn't where you actually make money. Okay. It's everything that you do subsequently, right? The first yes is always the hardest one to get, because that's when the relationship starts, when somebody gives you their credit card information, right? And every subsequent one is going to be a lot easier. Okay. So coming back here. So the easiest one that you could do this is to get this reoccurring revenue into your business is just having some sort of continuity program in here, right? These continuity programs are essentially like free money every single month, right? Now, again, this is part of the upsell page. So if they click yes, right, they get automatically added to the subscription plan where we bill them for $14.97 a month, right? Or they click no thanks, and then they will not get that, right? So this one's actually a purely based digital monthly membership site where they will get weekly tips and things like that revolving around basketball, right?
Okay.
So think about it in your own niche, right? If people, I love to go just like type in your niche into Google or YouTube and see what free content are people consuming already. If people are consuming free content, they're probably paying for content too. You can go, ClickBank or, go to find these different YouTube channels out there, look at their descriptions, see what are they selling, because they're all selling something. Nobody's out there just making YouTube videos for fun, right? Like, so look at what they're selling, right? Look at the digital products that they're selling and things like that. Most niches out there, you can sell digital products in, okay? Now, you don't have to do this. There's two options, or three essentially. Number one, you could do a purely membership site. I do recommend that if you're doing fitness or a content heavy business where there's a lot of stuff for them to consume, because you want your person to stay with you, on a monthly subscription for at least 5 to 6 months, right? Number two is subscription boxes, right? Dollar Shave Club, Bark Box, right? Like, just sending them, products every single month. Or number three, you could do a mixture of the two, right? So you can mix in the digital products and physical products and give that to them on a monthly basis, right?
Okay.
Now, this is important. You definitely need to have something like this in your business. Like I mentioned, with monthly subscriptions, you do need to do a little bit of research here on what makes the most sense for your business. But I wouldn't launch a business without something like this, because imagine you get 100, 200, 300 people on this kind of program. a business is peaks and valleys, right? We all know that, ups and downs.
Yes.
One day is good and we feel on top of the world. The next thing everything sucks. And that's, it's the life of the entrepreneur. And you will have those months and slumps in your business. So this is where this is like a fallback, right? This is going to help your business because you're not paying any ad costs here anymore, right? This is money that's coming into that business each and every single month. And it is absolutely critical to have something like this. Like I mentioned, most businesses in e-commerce, you'll probably want to do like some sort of subscription with physical products. Like let's say you sell a supplement or something like that. Like for my supplement, our subscription is just, hey, get a supplement for 30% off regular price when you join our monthly subscription, like similar to Amazon Subscribe and Save. So
Right.
if your niche is like that, or the product you're selling is like makeup kit or whatever like that, just give them a better deal, right? It's very easy. Usually I say never compete on price, but with subscription, this is like the only time I found that you do when you're selling physical. So if you're selling like a physical subscription box or something, you need to, and let's say you charge $30 a month for it, they need to know and see that the value that they get every single month is like $40, $50. Otherwise, they're just going to cancel and just go buy that stuff at the store. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important with a physical subscription box that they have to be getting more value than they pay for. Okay. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, right? With digital products, value is an eye of the beholder here. You can kind of say what the value is, like pull it out of thin air. But you want to show that the value is high, that what they're getting is higher than what they're getting or what they're paying for. Okay. So coming back here, thank you page, right? You might be thinking, Pete, we're done selling. No. So the thank you page is actually where you can send them out to your Shopify stores. This is where they can download those digital bonuses that they purchased. Right. And you can even add sections in here where, like, if you wanted to add another step in here, you could say, hey, visit us on our, exclusive customer coupon code, right? For our Shopify store. Right. Use code, I don't know, February, right? To get 25% off your entire order. This is a one-time promotion that you get as a new customer, right? Or push them out to another funnel, or better yet, push them out to an affiliate product, right? Let's say there's a guy on ClickBank or somewhere on YouTube where he's teaching, whatever he's doing, right? He's teaching people how to dribble or whatever, right? Maybe I can get an affiliate link for that and push him traffic, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. Now I make commissions from already what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? This is how you start making more and more money, right? Like just in this little funnel, like from where we started to where we're at now, 40 minutes in here, right? You see, like there's a lot that goes into it. And that's why I say focus on the sales, the advertising, marketing, and the fundamentals, because these are the things that are going to make you more money. And this isn't like necessarily the most fun stuff that we're talking about here, but this is the stuff that's going to make you more money, right? Because you're exposing more opportunities in your business. You're focusing on actually, the selling of the thing. And you're not like doing this hope sort of marketing where you're like, oh, I'm trying to find this trending product that I can just throw onto my Shopify store and hope that I make money, right? And I see that especially in e-commerce, because e-commerce is a pretty easy business to get into, but right. it's also at that same time, right? You have to understand that, business is difficult, right? And you have to kind of like change your way of thinking, right? And, the question, right? The difficult question that you had asked me earlier was like, well, what's going to separate the people from those that, find success versus those that don't. It's like, you have to just you have to get comfortable doing boring stuff every single day. Because like most of this stuff is not that fun, right? Like it really isn't, right? But if you get comfortable doing the boring stuff, like going and doing market research and finding reasons that people are buying, split testing, like little things like a headline, being patient and having the discipline to wait a few days to see if your split test works, and then always trying to beat your control. That's why I like using ClickFunnels, because on these pages we can add these variations right here and change up the pages. Right. So like on the squeeze page right here, right? Let's say I want to test out some images, right? Let's say I want to test out some new image right here, this one right here. Well, most people do with a typical store that can't do this kind of split testing, they'll just go in and edit it. What you can do is literally create a variation. A second page will pop up here. We can change it up, and then we can split the traffic 50-50 and see which one converts the best. right? Like
All
these are
right.
these are the things that it's not that it's boring. You just have to find excitement in this stuff because you're not making like these massive changes every single day, like product research and tossing that in. You're doing these little incremental changes to drive more sales, right? And eventually you always want to try and beat this control, whatever those controls. And you could do this for any of your pages, right? And eventually, hopefully, if you stick with it long enough, you'll have a really optimized sales funnel, right? A very optimized sales funnel. Now, there's so much that you can do here. I mean, it's insane, guys. Like I could go on all day, right? So here's the thing, right? Once you have this funnel built out, now I'm going to give you some tips on optimizing it properly to get as many buyers as possible, right? So this automation tab right here, right? This is very powerful. That comes with ClickFunnels right out of the box. That's why the ClickFunnels, all this stuff is kind of out of the box. But you could basically say, hey, everyone who saw this page but didn't purchase, we can add emails, we can add text to get them to come back and complete their order.
Okay.
Right? Pretty powerful. That's the abandoned cart emails right there. Right? You could put this as a whole sequence. You can also push them out to your active campaign, Klaviyo, whatever you're using if you want to. You can also send out purchase emails. All right. Remember when I mentioned after they purchase on that thank you page about affiliate links or sending them to your Shopify store with a code? Well, don't just rely on them hoping that they get to the thank you page and they go to your Shopify store and buy in that moment. They probably aren't. Right? So email them 24 hours after they purchase. We can add an email in here. Right? 24 hours after they purchase, emailing them a coupon code, right? And maybe having 5 to 10 emails in there, right? Pushing them back, and then maybe pushing them to that affiliate link that we had for somebody that teaches people how to play basketball or whatever, right? These are little things you start optimizing. Better than that, what I like to do is on these continuity pages, you can do this everywhere. Like that's what's amazing about it. Once this loads on this continuity page. Let's say people come to this page and they're just not buying it. Like maybe the conversion rate isn't as high as you wanted, right? Well, guess what? We can say, hey, people that saw our continuity page but didn't actually join our continuity program, ClickFunnels has this thing called sticky upsells. We can send them back to this upsell page and they can buy it. Pretty powerful, if you ask me. Like that's a game changer right there. So for the next couple of days, we can push them then to actually join our monthly subscription. Right. And we can also do text messages. You could do people that purchase the continuity program, right? Sending them like, hey, look, if you have a members area or, whatever kind of resources that they get with that. Right. And this is the kind of stuff that you need to kind of become more obsessed with because these little things like and I'm telling you this right now, when you're at a low scale, everything's way easier because it's like, your conversions are typically the highest when you're starting out. Like all this stuff it's a lot easier. You don't have as many expenses. But as you grow your business and you're spending like 6 figures a month on ads, right? 1 percentage point can make all the difference. Right. 1 percentage point can make all the difference. And this is how you start optimizing, the funnel. And look, we're on one funnel. And look, this is just one, right? You can have multiple one of these going simultaneously. I do recommend, my recommendation though is get one funnel to 10K a month and then go focus on the next funnel. But yeah, that any questions? I feel like
oh my God. You went through a lot of stuff and I loved all of it. You actually made me rethink some of the stuff that I'm currently doing with some of my funnels. Subscription boxes are extremely popular. They've been popular and ClickFunnels makes it easy for you to take it to the next level. I just love all the content. The one golden nugget that I have been overlooking is, I always teach people when they're making bundles to go and look at frequently bought together. I did not think about if you're doing a sales funnel, an e-commerce sales funnel, to also use that same strategy. That was like, ding.
Amazon gives you so much data. There's so much good data on Amazon, right? Like the bestseller rank, you can validate a product's market demand if you just go look at that bestseller rank. And those are the things like I always am always looking at the data, right? Let the data tell you what to change, what to do, right? If you're making a decision based on like your thoughts about it, like I'm not going to say don't trust your gut, of course, but like have a little of some data to back it up,
Correct. All right. Well, I am so glad that we had the opportunity. So here's the deal, guys. The content that Peter just shared with you all is just pure gold. And it's your opportunity, again, to step up your game in 2021 and level up in your business. E-commerce funnels are extremely profitable. He's done really well. He's done really, really well. So if you're interested in either coming back and listening to the replay, then you need to go ahead and click on the All Access Pass button below so that you can grab the All Access Pass and you can get a free funnel from Peter. In addition to that, you'll find all of Peter's information at the bottom of this page. So definitely, check out his information and all of his other links. But again, I want to encourage you guys, seriously, grab the All Access Pass, come back and listen to this again, because he gave away gold nugget after gold nugget after gold. You need to slow it down, make a note so that you can pull out all the gold he gave. And then I would encourage you, again, you can use that to start working with the funnel that he's giving you absolutely free. So thank you, Peter. I appreciate you so much for taking the time and being part of the summit. You are just, oh my gosh. Yeah.
I know I went through a lot of stuff, but like I said, guys, like Nicole said, like take it step by step, right? Take it step by step. It's very easy in business to get overwhelmed, especially if you're a beginner, right? But to me, any sort of progress, a little bit every single day is better than no progress at all, because you're taking advantage of that compounding, right? If you just do 20, 30 minutes a day of work, like if you're working full time or whatever right now, at the end of the year, like you'll have made massive impact. So, but don't get discouraged. Like, oh man, there's so much stuff I got to do. There's nothing creates momentum like actually doing stuff, not just consuming content, right? So actually not take this information, use it. Don't just like not use it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause you're like, yeah. I always do just in time learning. So I'm like doing stuff that I actively want to learn and implement. Right. So like, don't just take this content I just shared with you and be like, oh, those are some good ideas, and like not try any of them. Like, otherwise, it's like, you might as well just like flush all that out of your mind, because there's no point even knowing it. But I'm hoping I could have shared some value with everyone here.
All right. Well, I just want you guys to know, let's just check out Peter's other information. He is just an awesome guy. So thank you, Peter. I appreciate all of your time. The content was just pure gold. I'm telling you, I grabbed a couple of gold, so I got to go make some changes to some funnels. So, all right. Well, we'll talk to you later. Thank you again for being part of the summit.
Absolutely. Glad to be part of it. Have a good day.
You too.